Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with another virtual real estate video. I'm going to complete one of my best collections ever on Upland and just wanted to record that real quick. So I'm just completing this right now as we start here. I'm figuring out the address, going to go to Upland and then put that in here, find the property, which should be on Riverdale, 164,000. We're buying that right now. Complete the purchase, and now I should have 3 properties in the Riverdale collection. So we'll talk about that and show you why that's exciting and talk about all kinds of other stuff here on Upland soon. All right, thanks again for tuning in to another one of my virtual real estate videos. Love the likes, love the comments, love the shares. Keep those coming. I also have a real estate YouTube channel, Mark Ferguson Invest for More, and we're posting a video on the complex today on that channel if you want to check that out. A crazy 7-unit property. I've had so many things happen with a 500 tire eviction, crazy tenants, squatters, tenants fighting. It's been really weird, but you can see that on the other channel. So I wanted to record that real quick. So I wasn't really planning to do this, but all of a sudden I saw an opportunity pop up, and so I wanted to hit my record button, do it, and then talk about what I just did. So first off, here I am in Los Angeles. We just had the opening there. I showed that video yesterday on how we did in the opening. I think I did well. I'm down to 10,000 UPX again, but I just spent $170,000 some on one property that you just saw. So we have been selling properties, so that's been pretty cool. So before we talk about that collection, I'll zoom out here a little bit and just show you. Here's the line for nope. Here's the line for North and South Los Angeles. South Los Angeles did not go how I had hoped. I bought properties in areas that weren't that desirable. I didn't focus on streets, and so I wasn't able to sell as many of those as I thought. I have still sold quite a few. I've sold a number of properties in where am I? Well, Del Rey. So I sold a number of properties in the Westwood neighborhood, some in Hollywood Hills, and ironically, a lot of these are still not minted out. So you can still sell and make some money in areas that aren't minted out, as you can see here, but I'm not making very much, just like a couple thousand UPX on each property, which is not very much. And so if we go down here, in Venice, I bought a bunch of properties right here, and literally they're still not minted out, and I haven't been able to sell these, and I've got them priced kind of at the bottom I can to still make money. So it's been okay, but I have sold some properties. I sold one in downtown Inglewood on Market Street for about twice this one what I minted it for. So we sold that for 100 and some thousand. That was nice. I've sold a bunch over here that I mentioned on West Boulevard. I had 19 there at one point. Now I'm down to, maybe I had more than that. Maybe I had, maybe 19, down to 11. So I have been selling stuff in Los Angeles, but it's been very low profit, very low margin. And then some more over here I bought for like 6,000 to 7,000, sold for 8,000 to 9,000 again. Low margin, but we're selling some stuff. Now in North Los Angeles, I got a bunch on Sunset Hills. I was able to sell one of those for over 100,000. I minted it for 40 some thousand, I think. So that was cool. I've got a bunch more that I think will do very well there, but I'm not in a hurry yet to sell them. I'm gonna wait till probably a little closer to when collections are announced, and then hopefully can get some better prices on it. And then I've just been buying properties kind of in just cool areas, like along golf courses. On Ventura I bought a bunch, and then very cheap ones, just very like $6,000 properties that I feel I'll be able to sell pretty quick when the floor raises in North Los Angeles. So I've got that for sale there. I paid, we check that out real quick, $6,300. So again, not big, massive profit ones, but lots of little ones that should do well. And yeah, bought some more on some golf courses up here just now. Bought one, this is kind of interesting to me, on the secondary market on Greeley Street. I live in Greeley, Colorado, so I thought, hey, got to pick that up. Paid $7,300. So I've been buying quite a bit, even after going through the initial minting stage. thanks to selling a few properties. So my net worth has increased to over 6 million. So before this whole LA release was like 5.7, but I cheated a little bit and added some net worth here. I've had some referrals and added some net worth here. And then I also just bought a property with dollars. But then I also traded a Telegraph property in Oakland for one in Los Angeles. It cost me about 60,000 in net worth. So overall, LA probably has made me 300 to 400,000 UPIX, I would say. And then, so not as much as Oakland or the Bronx, but it's been okay. And there's still a lot of opportunity here, I think. All right, now getting back to this whole point of what this is about. So I just like to check certain neighborhoods and things I'm familiar with, collections. And we were, let's see, Riverdale is a collection in New York, the Bronx, in a very high-end collection. It's been very expensive there. And with Los Angeles opening, there has been a lot of good deals in other cities. The floors have dropped, collections have dropped. So there's even collections you can buy below mint in Nashville. Kind of crazy. I think I showed that in another video. But I go to upxland.me and you can search for properties here. I have all the collections in New York or the Bronx. Got to be specific because there's lots of cities in New York. And I just know from my experience that anything under 200,000 or $200 is a pretty good deal here. Pretty good. And then once Los Angeles was released, the price dropped a little bit. So it had to be a little bit lower than that. And so I was on here, and all of a sudden I saw this 3201 Oxford pop up for a $139 sale price. So this is $139, not UPIX. So I thought, even though I would tell people I was going to try not to invest any more money into the game until after the LA release was all done and collections were done and all that, well, this popped up and I had to buy it. So I went in and I paid $139 for this property. You can see the next closest one is 218. It's in Riverdale. And then I had a property in Riverdale already that I'll show it down here. You keep scrolling down and eventually you will get to the UPIX. There's the UPIX ones. Right here, Invest for Mo, that's me. Invest for More is my website and blog, and I couldn't put all that in there, so I got Invest for Mo, which is kind of cool because I wrote a book, Buying into Success, which is actually about a guy named Mo who invests in real estate. So it worked out pretty cool. But anyway, you can see I have this one in Riverdale here. I've had for sale for $225. You can see I bought it for $189. Normally this would have sold pretty quick, except for the Los Angeles release, all the stuff going on. So since I already had one property in Riverdale, and I bought that really, really cheap one in Riverdale, I also knew there was another really cheap one for sale at $164 in Riverdale. So I ended up buying all three of those earlier, just now, as you saw. So now I've got 3 properties there, and there, all in Riverdale, and that one is huge. So that's the one I bought for $139. It's not showing me as mine yet. Hopefully it will show as mine here soon, because let's see if these have updated yet. Nope, that one hasn't updated either. So the blockchain, I've heard, has been a little bit slow lately. So this was a good deal buying for $189, and you can see it's 21 sized UP. I don't even know, squared. I don't know. This one is 70. So that's a huge value right there. And if we go back to that, you can kind of see, right? This is the markup they always show on upxland.me. And it shows you the difference in price of what you're paying versus the mint price, what it was originally minted for. And so you can see this was lower, even though it's the lowest price property on there by far. It had a lower mint price than almost anything. Here's one that's lower, but it's $435, twice as much. And you'll find the more expensive you get, the lower the markup, just because people in general like to buy the cheapest stuff they can get. That's just human nature, especially in this game. So if you can get the lower prices, you're going to sell them quicker. So that was an amazing deal that popped up. So I'm really happy about that. Hopefully it works out okay. So what I was going to do, look at all these sends here in New York. Short on cents in Los Angeles. Was going to go to, where am I? The Bronx. The collection, right here. We have Riverdale, and hopefully, oh look, they're all right here. So I've never had a rare collection before, so this is kind of exciting for me. I have bought properties in Riverdale before, flipped them quick. I bought one on Grand Concourse, flipped it quick. I've had one on Concourse, I've had one on Sedgwick, not one on Fordham. But I've only owned one property at a time in these areas, bought them cheap, flipped them, made money that way. So this is the first time that I will have had a rare collection. So that's kind of cool. That's fine. And then we'll say, yay, look at that. So not only did I get really good deals on those properties, I also was able to get 11,800 UPICs, which means they were even cheaper than what I paid for them. So pretty cool. And then those will have a 2.36 earnings. So, I mean, that's nice, but really, I mean, if you're all about earnings and making as much per month as you can, go to Nashville, get properties and collections below mint, buy those, and use those for your collections. But these will still make decent money, but they won't be. Actually, this one's pretty big, so let's see if it shows up as mine yet. No, it still doesn't show up as mine. But the earnings, 485. That's great, but it's still not that great compared to the $100 and some I paid for it. All right. Cool. So that's all I've got for today. Just wanted to share my excitement of getting my biggest ever collection. And of course, I'll have more updates on Los Angeles at opening, buying and selling, different things going on here. We'll let you know how that all goes. It's always exciting getting those little bells on your phone notifying you sold the property. It's also annoying when Upland sends you a notification through there with the same bell and you think it's sold the property and you pull it up and it's just them announcing something. So that's okay. I'm okay with it, but it's way more fun to get the sold notifications. All right, thanks for watching. Like I said, check out Mark Ferguson, Invest for More, that YouTube channel. Love the comments, love the likes, love the shares, and love to hear your stories too about what you've done, accomplishments, successes, and even some failures, so we can help teach everyone else. Take care.